Let me tell you something that might shock you. That guy flexing on Instagram with the leased BMW, designer sneakers, and a downtown apartment might actually be drowning in debt. Meanwhile, the quiet dude in your neighborhood, the one driving a 10-year-old Toyota and living in a modest house, could be a millionaire. This isn't motivation. This is data. In the Millionaire Next Door, researchers studied real millionaires, and what they found flips the script on everything you think you know about money. Because here's the truth nobody tells you. Wealth isn't about how much you earn. It's about how you think, how you behave, and what you do consistently. Millionaires don't just make money. They play by a different set of rules. Rules that keep them rich, while others stay stuck. And today, I'm breaking down those rules for you. Welcome to Street Smart Secrets. Let's get into it. Number 1. Spend less than you earn. One of the most powerful lessons from the Millionaire Next Door is that wealth isn't built by showing off. It's built by restraint. In America, where consumer culture constantly pushes us to upgrade, new iPhones, luxury cars, bigger apartments, it's easy to fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation happens when every raise or bonus immediately translates into higher spending. Nicer clothes, more expensive restaurants, or moving into a pricier neighborhood. Millionaires resist this temptation. They deliberately live below their means, even when they could afford much more. Think about it. The average millionaire in America often drives a used car, sometimes a Toyota or Ford, and keeps it for years. They don't equate success with flashy possessions. Instead, they ask themselves, is this purchase making me richer or just making me look rich? That mindset shift is critical. Psychologically, they detach self-worth from material possessions. While many young Americans equate success with flexing on Instagram, designer sneakers, luxury vacations, or the latest gadgets, millionaires prioritize financial independence over social approval. They understand that every dollar spent on status is a dollar that could have been invested to generate future income. Even with fat account balances, they remain cautious spenders. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this?" they ask, "Is this the best use of my money?" This discipline prevents lifestyle inflation, the silent killer of wealth. Their spending is intentional. They invest in things that improve productivity, health, or long-term value, but avoid impulsive or ego-driven purchases. Over time, this habit compounds. While others increase expenses as income rises, millionaires widen the gap between what they earn and what they spend. That gap becomes the fuel for investments. Because they never let expenses catch up with income, they always have capital available to invest, and that capital keeps multiplying. Lesson for young Americans: skip the flex culture. Don't let Instagram or TikTok dictate your spending. Every dollar you save and invest is a step toward freedom. Wealth isn't about looking rich, it's about being rich quietly. Number 2, invest consistently, not emotionally. Millionaires treat investing like brushing their teeth. It's routine, not a gamble. In America, many young people get caught up in hype cycles, crypto booms, meme stocks like GameStop, or chasing the next big thing. Millionaires avoid this trap. They don't obsess over timing the market perfectly. Instead, they focus on consistency and discipline. Markets rise and fall, but they don't panic sell during crashes or chase hype during booms. They know volatility is part of the journey. For example, during the 2008 financial crisis, many panicked and sold at the bottom. Millionaires stayed invested, and when the market recovered, their wealth multiplied. They automate investments, 401ks, Roth IRAs, index funds, so they don't rely on emotion. Automation removes the temptation to wait for the right time. They also avoid herd mentality. While others rush into trending investments out of FOMO, millionaires stick to what they understand. They value clarity over hype. Another key behavior is emotional control. They don't gamble. They don't panic. They invest consistently, whether the market is up or down. Even when their accounts are large, they don't become reckless. In fact, the more wealth they accumulate, the more cautious and structured their investments become. Don't chase quick wins. Don't let TikTok gurus or Reddit hype dictate your strategy. Time in the market beats timing the market. Consistency is your superpower. Start small, automate contributions, and let compounding do the heavy lifting. 3. Diversify your income streams. Millionaires rarely rely on one paycheck. Even if they have high-paying jobs, they actively build additional streams: businesses, investments, rental income, dividends. In America, where layoffs and industry shifts happen fast, relying on one income source is dangerous. Think of income streams like pillars holding up a building. One pillar is fragile. Multiple pillars create stability. Millionaires think like architects of cash flow. Each stream is a pillar supporting their financial structure. The more pillars they build, the more stable their wealth becomes. Even with large account balances, they continue creating new streams. Why? Because they focus on cash flow, not just net worth. They want money coming in consistently, not just sitting idle. For example, instead of upgrading to a more expensive car, they might invest that money into a business or property. Lesson for young Americans: build side hustles, freelance online, start a small business, invest in dividend-paying stocks, or explore real estate. One stream is survival. Multiple streams is security. Don't just chase a salary. Build systems that pay you even when you sleep. 4. Protect your wealth. Millionaires are not just builders of wealth, they are protectors of it. They understand that it takes years to build wealth, but only moments to lose it through poor decisions, lack of planning, or unexpected events. Their psychology is cautious and calculated. They don't take unnecessary risks, especially as their wealth grows. Instead, they focus on preservation strategies: insurance, diversification, legal structures, and risk management. Even with large sums in their accounts, they don't become careless. In fact, they become more protective. They think in terms of downside risk: what could go wrong, and how do I protect against it? Lesson for young Americans: protect yourself. Get insured, diversify, and plan ahead. One mistake can wipe out years of effort. Don't gamble your future, defend it. 5. Avoid bad debt. Millionaires are intentional about debt. They don't see all debt as bad, but they clearly distinguish between productive debt and destructive debt. Productive debt is money borrowed to acquire assets that generate income, like a mortgage on a rental property or a business loan that funds expansion. Destructive debt is consumer debt: credit cards, car loans for luxury vehicles, or financing lifestyle upgrades that don't produce returns. In America, credit card debt is one of the biggest traps for young people. With interest rates often above 20%, carrying balances can quickly spiral out of control. Millionaires avoid this by delaying gratification. They pay for consumption with cash whenever possible. They understand that debt drains future income and limits financial freedom. Psychologically, they value control over instant gratification. While others swipe cards to enjoy a lifestyle they can't afford, millionaires delay gratification and focus on building assets. They may use debt strategically, but only when it works for them. For example, they might take a low-interest loan to buy a rental property that generates monthly cash flow. The key difference is that the debt is working for them, not against them. Even with strong financial capacity, they don't over-leverage. They remain cautious and ensure that any debt they take on is manageable and aligned with long-term goals. They don't use debt to impress people. No unnecessary loans, no reckless spending. Avoid financing your lifestyle with credit cards, car leases, or buy now, pay later schemes. If debt doesn't make you money, it's destructive. Use debt only when it builds assets. By avoiding high-interest, non-productive debt, you keep more of your income and direct it toward wealth-building opportunities. 6. Think long-term. Millionaires are long-term thinkers in a world obsessed with quick results. They understand that real wealth is not built overnight. It's the result of years, often decades, of consistent effort. Their psychology is patient and future-focused. They are willing to sacrifice short-term pleasures for long-term gains. This mindset allows them to make decisions that may not feel rewarding immediately, but pay off significantly over time. Even with large balances, they don't shift into a spending mode. Instead, they think about sustainability. How will this decision affect me in 10 or 20 years? They also understand the power of compounding. Time is their greatest ally, and they structure their finances to maximize it. This means staying invested, reinvesting profits, and avoiding unnecessary withdrawals. Unlike those chasing quick wins, millionaires are comfortable with slow, steady growth. They trust the process. They know that compounding is exponential, not linear. A dollar invested today can become $10 decades later, but only if left untouched. Stop chasing quick wins. Don't fall for get-rich-quick schemes, lottery tickets, or hype investments. Play the long game. The earlier you start, the bigger compounding works in your favor. Think in decades, not days. Number 7. Keep learning about money. Millionaires are lifelong students of money. They don't assume they know everything, even after achieving financial success. Their psychology is curious and proactive. They actively seek knowledge about investments, taxes, business, and financial strategies. They understand that the financial world is constantly evolving, and staying informed gives them an edge. Even with wealth, they remain involved in their finances. They don't blindly delegate everything. They ask questions, analyze decisions, and stay aware of where their money is going. They also learn from others, mentors, advisors, and successful peers. This exposure helps them avoid costly mistakes and discover new opportunities. In America, where financial literacy is often neglected in schools, self-education is critical. Millionaires read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, listen to podcasts, attend seminars, and follow credible financial educators. They know that knowledge improves decision-making, and better decisions lead to better financial outcomes over time. Don't outsource your financial life completely. Stay curious. Read, listen, and learn. The more you know, the better decisions you'll make. Financial literacy is freedom. 8. Surround yourself with smart people. Millionaires are intentional about their environment. They understand that the people around them influence their thinking, habits, and decisions. Psychologically, they value alignment. They choose relationships, partners, friends, advisors who support discipline, growth, and financial responsibility. They avoid environments that encourage reckless spending or poor financial habits. Instead, they place themselves in circles where wealth-building behaviors are normal. Even with money, they seek advice. They collaborate with professionals, accountants, financial advisors, lawyers, to make informed decisions. They know that one person's perspective is limited, but a team of smart people can help them avoid mistakes and spot opportunities. Audit your circle. If your friends pressure you to spend recklessly, rethink your environment. Find communities where wealth building is normal. Surround yourself with people who inspire discipline and growth. 9. Reinvest profits. Millionaires don't see profits as spending money. They see them as seeds for future growth. When they earn returns, their first instinct is not to celebrate with luxury purchases, but to reinvest. This could mean expanding a business, buying more assets, or increasing their investment portfolio. Psychologically, they are wired for delayed gratification. They understand that every dollar reinvested today can multiply significantly in the future. Even with large balances, they maintain this habit. They resist the urge to reward themselves excessively and instead focus on scaling their wealth. Let's break this down through a simple but powerful contrast. Lisa and Greg both made a smart investment and earned $20,000 in profit. At that moment, they had the same opportunity, but they made completely different choices. While Greg saw the $20,000 as a reward, he upgraded his car, took a luxury vacation, bought new gadgets, and enjoyed the feeling of success. And to be fair, it felt good. That's the psychology of instant gratification. In America, where consumer culture is strong, spending profit often feels like winning. But here's what Greg didn't realize. 5 years later, Greg has great memories, but financially, he's back where he started. He still depends on his job, still needs to earn more, and still trades time for money. On the other hand, Lisa saw the same $20,000 differently. Instead of spending it, she reinvested it. In the US, this could mean putting it into index funds, retirement accounts like a Roth IRA, or expanding a side hustle. Her mindset was simple. If this money made me $20,000 once, it can do it again. Now here's where it gets powerful. Let's say Lisa reinvests that $20,000 and earns an average annual return of 8%. In 10 years, that grows to about $43,000. In 20 years, about $93,000. In 30 years, over $200,000. And that's just from one decision. In the US, reinvesting profits comes with unique advantages. Tax-advantaged accounts like 401ks and IRAs allow money to grow faster. Access to strong financial markets makes long-term investing reliable. Business-friendly systems allow reinvestment into scalable ventures. Compounding culture, where disciplined investing is rewarded over time. Lisa is not working harder than Greg. She's just making her money work harder than Greg's. Reinvesting profit is not about denying yourself enjoyment. It's about choosing a bigger, better enjoyment later. Don't blow your wins on flexing. Reinvest and let compounding do the heavy lifting. Profits are not for spending, they're for multiplying. Stay disciplined and patient. At the core of all these habits is discipline. Millionaires are consistent in their actions, regardless of their financial status. Their psychology is grounded and controlled. They don't let emotions dictate decisions. Whether markets rise or fall, whether income increases or decreases, they stick to their principles. Even with wealth, they don't become complacent. They continue to apply the same discipline that helped them build their fortune. Discipline is the invisible force behind every lasting fortune. It's what keeps your financial behavior steady when emotions, trends, and temptations try to pull you off track. In America, where credit is easy, lifestyle pressure is high, and looking rich is often rewarded, discipline becomes even more critical. Because the truth is simple: income can make you comfortable, but only discipline can make you wealthy. Discipline ensures consistency, and consistency is what turns good habits, saving, investing, reinvesting, into long-term wealth. Without it, even high earners fall into the trap of overspending and debt. With it, even modest earners can quietly build millions over time. Take Warren Buffett, for example. Despite being one of the richest men in the world, he still lives in a relatively modest home he bought decades ago. His wealth didn't come from flashy moves. It came from disciplined, consistent investing and an unwavering commitment to long-term thinking. Or Dave Ramsey, who rebuilt his fortune after bankruptcy by strictly following principles of budgeting, avoiding debt, and living below his means. Even Chris Hogan, who has studied thousands of millionaires, found that most didn't inherit wealth or earn extreme salaries. They simply practiced disciplined habits over many years. What separates these individuals from the average person isn't luck or intelligence, it's behavior. They don't rely on motivation, which fades. They rely on systems and habits that keep them consistent. They invest regularly, whether the market is exciting or boring. They avoid unnecessary debt even when they can afford it. They delay gratification, choosing future freedom over present comfort. That's the real secret. Discipline creates a lifestyle where wealth building becomes automatic. And in a country full of opportunities like the United States, those who master discipline don't just earn money, they keep it, grow it, and eventually gain the freedom that most people only chase. Discipline ensures consistency, and consistency is what turns good habits into lasting wealth. Without discipline, even high earners stay broke. With discipline, even modest earners can become millionaires. And here's the truth I want you to carry with you long after this video ends. Wealth is not about luck. It's not about being born into privilege. It's not even about earning the biggest paycheck. Wealth is about discipline, mindset, and the choices you make every single day. The flashy lifestyles you see on social media, they're often built on debt, not freedom. The real millionaires, the ones who stay rich, are the quiet builders. They live below their means, invest consistently, protect their wealth, and think long-term. They don't chase status, they chase freedom. And freedom is the ultimate flex. Freedom to wake up without financial stress. Freedom to choose how you spend your time. Freedom to say yes to opportunities and no to things that don't serve you. That's what these 10 rules are really about. So ask yourself, are you building a lifestyle that looks rich or a system that keeps you rich? Because the difference between those two paths is the difference between financial struggle and financial independence. The habits you start today, spending wisely, investing consistently, avoiding bad debt, surrounding yourself with smart people, will compound into a future you can't even imagine right now. 10 years from now, you'll look back and thank yourself for the discipline you showed today. This isn't motivation, this is data. And if you apply these rules, you won't just dream about wealth, you'll live it. So if this message hit home, smash that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because here on Street Smart Secrets, we don't just talk about money. We teach you how to think like the people who keep it. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, keep building, keep learning, and keep winning.